conditioning people to the term roundup, but they say it real scary in radio ads. And over 10% of the state has arrest warrants for petty things. They're too busy out collecting money from the slaves, sucking off of us, to actually respond to someone saying, I'm coming to attack you.
Exactly.
Now, let me tell you how that should have been handled. They should have been waiting in there with a gun, and when he pulled up an assaulter, they should have gone down and put that animal down.
I totally agree, 100%.
So now, thankfully, the family was there, so he wasn't able to beat her too bad, but you said she was bloodied.
Yes, he basically had a heavy chain, pulled it off, put it around his hand, and assaulted her. She had a busted chin. She was bleeding. She was, kind of out of it. When he had been chased off, she was okay, thankfully. But, yeah, he definitely did. He went at her with a weapon. We called the police, said he's got a weapon. He's beaten her. It still took them 20 minutes to show up.
Well, I want to show viewers out there what we do here at this office. And we have people with concealed carry. I don't have a concealed carry. It's my Second Amendment. You come around here with a chain or a gun looking for trouble, you're going to get trouble right back. This is the spirit of freedom. This is the attitude that we have to have in this country to defend ourselves and defend this republic. The government will not protect you. They don't want to protect you. Even if they're good cops, their bosses want them out there sucking off of you. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. It's time to stop being scared of guns and to start being scared of the corrupt government and criminals and to defend yourself. Matt Ryan, any other thoughts on this? You were telling me that now the family is going to get a gun.
Absolutely. The family's going to get a gun. My wife and I are definitely going to get one, concealed carry, whatever we have to do to protect ourselves. I do have one thing to say. A couple hours later, the cop said he's going to jail for this. A couple hours later, he calls from the address we gave the cops to go pick him up, and he was still making violent threats. The guy obviously didn't get chased down.
No. It's come out in internal Chicago documents that they let the violent ones go to terrorize the public so they vote for more cops, so the cops can go out and suck more money.
Exactly. And if I get pulled over and my plates are out, I might go to jail.
Well, that's in the news. This week it came out that states are all being ordered write more tickets. So they can't respond. There's more cops, but they can't respond to real crime because they've got to suck off the people.
Exactly.
Well, she needs to go get a firearm. She needs to take firearms training. She doesn't need to wave it at him or say anything. He starts trying to assault her. Just unload the revolver. That's the best gun to use, even if you're good with firearms. A revolver's good under stress. They don't malfunction very often. And, folks, it's your right. If somebody's assaulting you or coming in your house to do you harm or trying to rob you in your home, kill them. The government loves the criminals and protects them. All we can do is kill these murderers. So the idea of staged government terror is now being talked about on Savage, Limbaugh, everywhere. Hannity isn't doing it yet. We are forcing them to cover the real issues, and I commend it. There is no doubt that most of these bricks being thrown through and gunshots into a congressperson's office in Virginia are staged. They've caught the controlled left painting swastikas on churches and dormitory walls so many times I can't even count. This is the reality. And we have to get serious. We have to get focused. But 10 years ago, they could alternate Republican and Democratic power, and then the Republicans would promise to end the tyranny and then would continue it. And the Democrats would promise and get back in power and continue it. And it would take years for people to wake up each time and then vote for the other party. Now folks know that it's the incumbents, it's their voting records, it's system-wide, and people aren't mincing their words. And every time you talk about stage terror, every time you talk about New World Order, every time you talk about world government, every time you point out that we were right about man-made global warming being a premeditated fraud, they've now been caught red-handed. They know it's a fraud. They want to control your life. They want amnesty this year. They want open borders. They want to pass the carbon tax where they can selectively shut down any businesses they want. And the only way they're going to get this through is staging terror attacks to blame them on the Tea Party. And you see them in full mode right now, 100% pushing this idea and prepping everyone. And I've been predicting that in the month of April, late April, because I know there's 5 big TV documentaries about Tea Parties being evil and violent being produced by major news networks and HBO to air in the middle and late April. And they're producing them because their bosses have given them the word to have this ready then, because I believe they're going to stage really horrible events coming up in late April. Remember, I predicted 9/11 2 months before it happened. Just Google Alex Jones predicts 9/11, and you'll see millions of views on those videos. And a lot of Austinites saw me do that live. Syndicated radio audience, you heard me do show after show because I saw the preparation. I saw them prepping everyone and getting them ready. And to all of you yuppies out there making $100,000, $200,000 a year that think you're part of the power structure and don't think you should be politically involved or think everything's okay or, oh, it's not as bad as Alex Jones says, it's worse than I can explain to you. This is a scientific criminal takeover, and Obama is just the latest puppet, the latest front man. And so read the health care bill for yourself. Just look at it for yourself. Realize what this means. Realize that offshore banks have robbed us blind. Realize that at every level, government is getting exponentially more and more brazen, more and more criminal, more and more wild-eyed because they are going for broke. They have passed the point of no return. They can't stop now. And so it's two speed trains, liberty and tyranny, going head up against each other. And everyone who loves liberty, everyone who hates tyranny, everyone who wants to live in a free country and doesn't want themselves and their children to go into bondage has to stand up now. We are here waging war on corruption. We are here crashing through the lies and disinformation 4 hours a day at Infowars.com and on the AM and FM dial. Tell all your friends and family about this radio show where they're going to get the full analysis of what's happening, and they're going to get the full spectrum of solutions and ideas, and where we're going to identify the enemies of freedom, the criminal parasites that have taken over our society. Great job, crew. Retransmission starts now on stations all over the country and Infowars.com and the podcast. And again, great job, crew. See you back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Live.